So, Andreas and Christian, I would like to ask you, how long have you been aware of each other's work and how did you get into touch about this project?
I know Andreas works since a few years, and I was very eager to meet for this project, and I was very happy. Actually, he replied on my email very quickly, and I admired his work for a long time. So I was very excited and very happy actually to meet him.
You had seen it in Paris, I suppose, or in...
Exactly, yeah. I've seen several stores. I've seen a beautiful website you have also. I was really always attracted to the aesthetics and the mix of materials, especially, and the sensibility in the compositions and in the colors and everything. So for me, there was not even a second option. So I was very happy that.
And for you, what are the criteria, or how do you consider or decide whether you want to?
I mean, I've seen some of like Christian's work before, like the collections. It's really comparable to what we're doing as well. It's like a mix of different materials, and to use like both like expensive and cheap materials.
Actually, I especially did a presentation of the history of the brand to be sure that it's convincing enough. So I tried to make like a summary of what the brand was about, and we wanted to do that for a long time anyway, to have a brand profile and to work on a brand book. So a little bit to see what style and what women, and it was good to do that after so many years to realize again a little bit what your brand is about actually. Yeah.
And how does it translate that you both say the way of working with materials or aesthetics? How do you translate it between architecture and your collections?
For me, it was very new because I'm used to fabrics and yarns. Everything is more light and maybe, well, my eyes easier to understand because I know it better. So that's why I totally gave carte blanche to Andreas to choose and to come up with ideas and proposals of materials.
Yeah. It was really a collaboration between us, but I mean, we always start with, of course, materials, but also like the layout of the store, what you want to see and not to see. I'm really into like making stores that are that you can find your way by yourself in a way. So you need some hidden places. I don't like stores that you can see everything at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So we started with that, and I think we brought a lot of materials down to Antwerp for the first meeting. And I was like, we need to have this.
Andreas also works with a mood board, like we always do, with colors and materials and prints, and he had prepared everything really well on a table with all the different proposals of materials, even like little plants and like cork, and yeah, it's just in front of you. And you could touch the little samples and everything. So it was a very easy way of working, and not just like showing a picture or something from a book, but really just having all those different materials lying there on the table. It was very direct and easy to see how it works, and you can start playing with all those samples. So for me, it was quite similar actually to working on a collection.
So, I mean, we used like glass fiber for a big part, so a lot of concrete, some soft carpets, some wood.
So they are both very natural and very artificial.
Yeah, exactly. So that was like actually the idea that I presented the first time was like nature versus like artificial nature. Mm-hmm. That was how it started. The idea.
It was very helpful and very good that Andreas came up directly after maybe almost the first meeting already with a kind of concept, and which was very helpful and easy to rely on to choose the materials, but also like to have a bit of a story. And it's true, like the concept actually was like working around the idea of natural versus artificial, and which translates very well in some materials where you sometimes hesitate. I like that you don't really directly see if it's something like made or if it's something natural. Like we have some polyesters that look like marble, but we have some natural stones that look like concrete. So sometimes you have this doubt, trompe-l'œil, that you play a little bit with that, and also I think it's always really interesting to have the clash of things that are very new and maybe more technical or like more shiny or more artificial, and then next to that you have a
more
bit
robust
rougher and warmer.
Yeah.
So it's this idea of contrast was something that you came up from the start. So
but I can imagine that when you make a collection, you have your book with the fabrics and you can touch the. How does it work with? I don't know, with building materials?
It is pretty much the same actually.
Yeah.
But the bigger and more examples. It takes much more time in a way. And it's much more expensive for every piece. So I mean, during a process like building a store, it's like sometimes you need to change the material, and that can be a big change in the look of the store. But I think that in this case we found a nice mix of them.
How much does the building itself play a role?
I mean, it always plays a role. I mean, in a way, you want to reflect it and look at it. And in this case, I mean, we have a really beautiful ceiling here, like a concrete ceiling. But you couldn't see that when we went in the first time. So we made a couple of small holes every time. It's a nice ceiling. So then that became a really, really important part of the store as well.
Let's say here, the historical area. Does it play a role for you?
I mean, I think it's good to know about it and to see it, but I don't think it's necessarily that I use it.
It's more the designers.
Yeah, I think it's more like to understand Christian's work and the design he's doing and his world in a way. So.
Can you say a little bit more about this winter's collection? About the
collection was actually inspired from photographies from Jackie Nickerson. She's an American photographer, and she made a beautiful series of pictures about farmers in Central Africa. And I loved, especially the materials on the pictures. You could see like all this styling, this mix of plastics in a mix with some very rough and more natural materials.
The material, if there's a lot of wool, I see leather.
Actually, we used fake leather.
Okay.
Actually, this is a coating print, which then finally looks like leather. Which again, like this link between artificial and natural. But for the knitwear, we used a lot of alpaca, some mohair, where we also integrated some Swarovski, some crystals, and of course like merino wool as well.
Yeah. Whose idea was it to have a beautiful garden in the back?
Well, yeah.
That was your idea.
Yeah, I mean, we especially actually chose this location because there was the possibility of using a garden. I collaborated with Bart and Peter, which are garden architects from here, and they came up with a selection of plants that are green in the summer, in the winter, and that can resist the Belgian weather.
Yeah.
From the start, there was something about using mirrors in the garden, which we liked. You don't really see it in a very obvious way, but the idea is to have some reflection, to actually create some depth.
So it's a bit part of this secret garden or secret corners idea. Are there more examples of that?
I mean, the layout of the store is very, very, very simple. I mean, the whole thing we've done almost is like we made an angle of the space. So it's like it's wider in the beginning, and it turns down to nothing here. But then it opens up this room where we're sitting now. It opens up behind the wall. And I think that, I mean, since it's a quite small store, so you can't do a lot of like different small rooms and so on. So I think that I really like the layout of this store.
The further you go into the store, the more you realize the architecture, or you suddenly find out that the store is getting bigger, and so this discovery step by step by going further down in the store, I think it's a really nice thing, and you just want to see more and then explore, and I think that's also a nice thing I've seen in many of your projects, like you sometimes have like corridors or like suddenly like a small wall, and so you have a little bit this discovery feeling, and I like that as well, not to give everything away from the start. Even like with the last wall, which is here, I said to Andreas like 1 month ago, or maybe we shouldn't put it there, and maybe it's nice to have one. And you were like, no, we have to, and I'm really happy it's here.
I can compromise on many things, but like, when it comes to layout, it's like, no, we need to keep it.
Yes.
Yeah. You both look very happy with the collaboration. I'm sure if there are any future projects, you might continue.
I would love to. So, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you both very much.
Thank you.